Sawubona sanibona nonke. Ngiyakwamukela ku IsiZulu Lessons. I wish to welcome you to IsiZulu Lessons. If you have any question or questions regarding the lesson that you are going to hear today, you may send your question or questions to tutoring@bonibooks.co.za. We will do our best to come back to you and attend to your questions. Your lesson today is brought to you by Uthisha F. Isifundo sanamhlanje sethulwa Uthisha F. What is our today's lesson topic? So our topic today is Inkathi Yamanje Eqhubekayo, which is your present continuous tense. Okay, sizofunda nike ngenkathi yamanje eqhubekayo. Sizobona ukuthi siyibona kanjani, sizofunda ngokuvuma nokuphika, sizokwazi nokuyisebenzisa emshweni. We'll be able to recognize it. We'll also look at how we make the negatives, and also we'll look at how we use them in a sentence. Siyibona kanjani inkathi yamanje? How do we recognize that this sentence is in the present continuous tense? Okay, remember in our previous lesson, we were looking at the present tense, and we did say with a present tense, the last vowel would be an A in your present tense. Okay, so let's look at this. And remember, we're also saying this is also a present tense, but it's present continuous tense, meaning that it will have some features that are the same with the present tense because it is still in the present tense. Kuse yona inkathi yamanje. Okay, let's look at these sentences again. Let's look at these few sentences that I have for you. Okay, the first one is abantwana bayadlala. Okay, abantwana bayadlala. Okay, it's the second one, umama uyasebenza. Okay, umama uyasebenza. And the third one, ikati liyadlala. Okay, I highlighted the ya there for you. Bayadlala, uyasebenza, liyadlala. Inkathi yamanje, it shows something that is happening now and it's continuing to happen. Inkathi yamanje eqhubekayo. Okay, it's something that is happening now, like it's the present tense, but it is continuing to happen. Yenzeka manje futhi eqhubekayo. Okay, and how do we recognize it? Okay, we use that ya. That is why I have the ya there in red to show you that this is the marker of your present continuous tense. Inkathi yamanje eqhubekayo sizoyibona ngoya. Okay, so where do we see the ya? So in a sentence, sibheka isenzo. We look for the verb in a sentence. And your verb, again, because it's still the present tense, it will end with a vowel a, unkamisa a. But before the verb stem, we will put this ya. Liyadla, uyasebenza, bayadla. Okay. So I always say to my students, or I always tell my students that this ya, this present continuous tense, the ya here, it's equivalent to ing in English. Like he is baking, she is sleeping, she is cooking, mom is working. So it equals to that ing that you see in English. So inkathi yethu eqhubekayo sizoyibona nguya. But even the verb here, it will still end with the vowel a, uya, baya. But what is interesting here is that I always insist that if you're learning a language, I always insist that please don't have an object in this sentence. There are instances where we can have something after the verb. I always say that if you want to have a very simple sentence, you have a sentence that has a verb that has a ya. So if your verb gets a ya, your subject goes dada, it goes away. So abantwana bayadla. We're not saying what they're eating, but we're saying they're eating. Okay, ikati liyadla. We're not saying what the cat is eating. Then we say ikati liyadla. That is your present continuous tense. Try not to have an object in the present continuous tense, because in most cases it could be wrong, but we as language speakers, we know when to put something after the verb. ake sibukeke manje ukuphika kwenkathi yamanje eqhubekayo. How do we do the negatives? How do we make the negatives? So we are still going to look at our nouns, our subjects here. The subject plays a very big role in making the ukuphika or in the negative, because if we look at these sentences that I have here, see here I said umama uyasebenza, umama uyasebenza. But when we say umama doesn't work, we say umama akasebenzi. So the negative here is going to be the same with the one for the just ordinary present continuous tense. So, but the ya here, again, it doesn't come back when you do the negative. Umama uyasebenza, umama akasebenzi. Upineapple uyadula, and then because upineapple is not a human being, we say upineapple awuduli. Obaba bayafundisa, obaba abafundisi. And this is the other group. Remember, I spoke about the groups. I like putting them into groups because it makes your life easy to see how do we do the negatives if the subject is this noun. So if we say umngani, we say umngani uyadlala, and then we say umngani akadlali. Okay. And if we say abafundi, we say abafundi bayadlala. But masebe baningi abafundi, when they're many, we're going to say abafundi abadlali. Okay, abafundi abadlali, umngani akadlali. Okay, so this is your aba group. Remember, I did explain to you that I say it's the aba group because nouns here will be in the singular form and aba in the plural form. But if we say umngani, we can't say umngani bayadlala. We've got to say umngani there must be that agreement. And again, this next group of nouns that I spoke about last time. But if you did not go through your present tense, it's nice that you go through the lesson for the present tense and then you come to this one, because it's going to make your life easy. Then you're going to be able to follow and see what we're doing. So this is another group that I spoke about. Ihashi, we would say ihashi liyadla, and then we say ihashi alidli. Ibhasi liyahamba, ibhasi alihambi. Okay? And if we say amahashi, say amahashi ayadla, amahashi awadli. Okay, amadoda ayadla, amadoda awadli. This is your ama group of nouns. And another group of nouns again, it's your easy. Isikole siyangena. Okay, this is isikole asingeni. Okay, izikole ziyavala. Schools are closing. And then how do you say schools are not closing? You say izikole azivali, izitolo azivali, okay? Izinsuku azipheli, okay? And this is your group. And this is my other group that I also want us to look at, your imi group. The imi group will mostly be the group of non-living things. Umfula uyagcwala. And then you say umfula awugcwale. Okay. Umfula umlomo, I'm sorry, uyaluma, and then you say umlomo awulumi. Umnyango uyavala, say umnyango awu. Okay, so these will take the awu. And imigwaqo yabo iyasebenza. Okay, imigwaqo yabo ayisebenzi. Okay, imithi yabo ayisebenzi. Imifula yabo ayigcwali. Okay, and then your in is in group of nouns. We say inja iyaphuza, then inja ayiphuzi. Izingane ziyaphuza, izingane aziphuzi. And I've said that it's easier when you know exactly how your present tense works, and then it's going to be easy here because you just put the ya, but the negative will still be the same as just the ordinary present tense. We're going to remember that because it's still present tense, and then your verb will end with the vowel R, is yaphuza, yaphuza. But then in the negative, again, it will, the R there, the end, will turn into an I, aziphuzi. And the next one is the ulu, is in group. Okay. Uphape, luyaphephuka. Uphape, alu phephuki. Uthi, luya, uthi, alu. Okay. Ubisi, luyadula. And then you say ubisi aluduli. Okay. Izimpaphe ziyaphephuka. and we say izimpaphe aziphephuki. And the last group of nouns that I have is the ubu and ugu nouns. Utshani, we say utshani buyasha. Then we say utshani abushi. Ukudla kuyashisa. And then we say ukudla akushisi. These are the groups of nouns. I always say it's better for you to know them and to have them, because most of the time you are going to rely on them. You need them in whatever you do. Okay, so we have seen how we do the present continuous tense, and we have said the present continuous tense, it's marked by the ya, uyadlala, uyahamba, uyasenza. Okay, what I want you to do now as your umsebenzi, here is your umsebenzi that I want you to do in order to check yourself and to see if you've been following and you understood what I was teaching you today. And then these sentences, you're going to write these sentences in the negative. Okay, unesi uyasiza, isiguli siyakhala, umuthi uyabiza, imali iyaphela, ibhange liyavala, izingane ziyayithanda, umkhulu uyafunda, ukudla kuyabanda, uphepha uyababa, utshani buyathandeka. So it will help you to look at the subjects of the sentence and then see what it will take in the negative. Just take your time, do it leisurely, and then once you're done, then you can go to the next page. What do you get in the next page? In the last slide, we have your answers. Answers to help you to make sure that you have your answers correct. Ngiyathemba you enjoyed my lesson today, and you did follow what I was trying to explain to you. Have a lovely day. See you tomorrow, ngizonibona kusasa, when we continue with another tense. Ngiyabonga kakhulu.